Round 2 of round robin play in Little Hawkeye Conference action. We're on Eagle Lane for this showdown to open the 2022 stretch of the conference season. I'm Andrew Schneider, joined by a guy who I've watched along the sidelines for many, many years and interacted on social media and finally get a chance to work with. Former Norwalk boys basketball coach and state championship coach Chris Larson joins us up here in the booth. Also, Dad, I know, to on the girls' side as well. And Chris, great to talk basketball with you. Of all the people I might know in my Rolodex, you may know more about Little Hawkeye Conference basketball than anybody. You were on the sideline for 2.5 decades, firsthand experiencing it, and now obviously watching it as a broadcaster. It's good to have you with us here on 92.1 KRLS, and good to see a couple of quality Norwalk teams come to town.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so good to be here, and love getting to work with KNI, KRLS on these games, and love the work that you guys do for this great league. You know, I was just talking to Doug Deers a couple nights or a couple weeks ago, maybe it was, and we were saying, if you think of the last 25 years, which I've been fortunate enough to be part of this conference, you could like make a 30 for 30, and it would be the athletes and the coaches and the person. He was just bringing up some of the personalities.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody here in Pella, I guess, does quite an imitation of me, and I said, I don't know. I was having a rough day, and I said, Doug, be gentle on me because, and he goes, no, it's actually quite funny. But one thing I love about this league is it's fierce competition, but I think there's a lot of mutual respect in this league. And at the end of the day, everybody wants other teams to be successful, just not the night you play them.
Exactly. Well, and the range of Hall of Famers that we've had over that time, and Mr. Basketball players, most recently, of course, older brother of Reddick Bowen, who I got the chance to marvel at in the 8 or 9 games I got to see, and you did from the sidelines. This is the Knoxville Hospital and Clinic's Red Rock Clinic Pella radio pregame show. They're your cornerstone to health. And as we look at these matchups here tonight, a bit of a crossroads here for Norwalk. Both teams coming in at 500. Let's start with the girls. Sitting in at 5th place in the Little Hawkeye Conference. Their maybe most crucial game of the season coming up Tuesday. They don't want to overlook a PC team, Chris, that's hungry for that first win. Coach Martin obviously coming in later in your tenure has brought a new energy to the program. Obviously some tremendous multi-sport athletes who kind of carry over. JoJo Bice getting 1,000 points, a name I've called for the past 4 years. This is a Warriors team that's at a crossroads of their season, just dropping out of the rankings, and they don't want to let down tonight knowing what's coming Tuesday.
No, speaking of Hall of Famers, Coach Jill Martin, you know, right up there with the Little Hawkeye feel. A lot of people got to watch her as a player, and you're exactly right with this team. You know, JoJo Bice got that kind of 1,000-point scoring club monkey off her back. I'm really excited to watch these next 4 or 5 games and see what that does for her. You know, senior year is always a little bit tricky, especially when you've been as successful as she has been. And it was nice for her. She came out and just lit it up against Carlisle, had a 30-point game. And it kind of takes a little bit of the pressure off of her. She's got that accomplishment done. Now it's all about getting this Warrior team as good as they can for the stretch run. Now, don't forget, they dropped out of the rankings. They went on a little bit of a losing streak. Well, that was against Grinnell, DCG, Indianola. A lot of teams are going to play those teams and have a losing streak, and they played them very competitively. They aren't where they need to beat those teams yet, but now I think in a lot of these games, it's to come out and show and work on improving, so the second time through the conference, how are they going to get W's against those teams? And we're going to talk about that for Tuesday night, too. And we know Pella Christian, anytime you're sitting without a win at the first go-round, those teams are hungry. They're working hard in practice, and you get into late January, those are the hardest teams to play because those guys are hungry for a win, and you know they'll be ready to play.
Well, and they've dealt with their own health issues. Let's talk about our Greg Young Chevrolet radio keys to this game for Norwalk. It's the fast start, right? It's the ability to, whenever you're the favorite in a matchup, and you know this, especially in basketball, it's always easier to play with a lead and not only have that lead but build ahead. That's where I think the Warriors have had success in their victories this season. It's establishing their presence early, and obviously a very balanced scoring trio. Getting those 3 in Johnson, Bison, Birmingham going is probably going to be a key.
Yeah, and you touched upon it earlier. You touched upon multi-sport athletes. I think Norwalk's athleticism is really, really high, probably as high as it's been in the last several years for our girls squad. And they can really get up into you defensively, and they can create offense through their defense. they're going to want to get up and down the floor and get this game moving. I think from Pella Christian, you're probably going to see some sort of zone and kind of muddy up the game a little bit. Norwalk's going to want to get up and down, get the ball, quickly, shots up, and if they can do that, I think they will get off to that quick start that you're talking about.
Those are your Greg Young Chevrolet and Norwalk radio keys to the game for the Warriors. Go the extra mile for you with award-winning customer service, thousands of vehicles to choose from, and always here community care. Greg Young Chevrolet in Norwalk. And now our Home Health Foods radio keys to the game for Pella Christian. And you've been in underdog situations, maybe not too much in recent years, obviously, with the great teams you've had, but you've been there before where the other team's very athletic and can score and beat you a lot of different ways. You talked about PC kind of muddying up the game. They need to do that defensively, and I think they have the athletes, but obviously just need a little run, I think, of early shooting to get yourself in rhythm on that side and maybe have a player unexpectedly go off.
Yeah, absolutely. And not much different than what we've seen our boys' side do this year a couple different times, right? Not only have they won a couple of those games against really good teams, but they've been really competitive in a couple other ones, and hopefully they'll do the same thing in the second game of our doubleheader tonight with the PC boys, because maybe they're a little bit undermanned, athletically and things like that. But what the PC girls are going to have to do is they're going to have to take care of the basketball, make sure they're getting good shots every time. You can't, whenever you're the underdog, you're going to have to make sure that you're not giving up easy layups in transition. So it all starts with taking care of the basketball and then making sure on defense, like you said, muddy up the game a little bit. I'd expect to see some changing of defenses, maybe a little zone thrown in there. And then, like you said, somebody's going to have to step up for them. Maybe somebody that this is going to be their best game of the season.
Yeah, it should be a fun one to see as these two teams play to a 19-point contest first time around back in December. Those were your Hormel Foods Eagles radio keys to the game. Looking for a key to your new career, visit hormeljob.com. We're live inside the Knoxville Hospital and Clinic's Red Rock Clinic Pella Radio pregame show on 92.1 KBLS and on the Pella Christian High School YouTube channel. Of course, if you're enjoying this broadcast of Eagles basketball, and we hope you will throughout the evening, please consider a donation in the link on the right-hand side of the page or on the About Us portion of the Pella Christian High School YouTube channel. We'll step aside for a commercial timeout and have more from Eagle Lane as you're listening to Pella Christian Eagles basketball, powered by Bank Iowa on FM 92.1 KBLS, Pella Knoxville, KBLS HD1, Knoxville Pella.
Why should you consider a career at Vermeer? Production Area Manager Adam Smith has enjoyed some of the perks that come with working here.
When they do their end-of-the-year meeting, they have a drawing and they pull for a chance to go on a plane ride with Jason. And I actually got to win that one year. So I got to go up in the plane with Jason, and we went over our house where everyone lived. And then we came over the company, got to see Lake Red Rock from the air, which was pretty neat.
Start the search for your career at Vermeer by visiting vermeer.com/careers.
There's a 2-day fuel saver sale this Friday and Saturday at the Hy-Vee stores in Pella and Knoxville. You'll get 30 cents on your Hy-Vee fuel saver card for every $60 you spend. And it's stackable, so you'll get 60 cents when you spend $120, 90 cents when you spend $180, and so on. Plus, get great deals throughout the store like 5-ounce Hy-Vee Prime Reserve Bacon Wrapped Sirloin for just $3.77 and red seedless grapes for only $2.48 a pound. This 2-day fuel saver sale is this Friday and Saturday at the Pella and Knoxville Hy-Vees.
Over the past few months, Pella Real Estate Services has been sharing real stories of real people saving real money by selling their home using the Prez Listing Advantage.
They saved $2,250.
These sellers saved $5,760.
They saved $9,900.
Why pay a 6% commission when you can save thousands of dollars, just like many others have, using the Prez Listing Advantage? Call 628-1BUY to list your home with Pella Real Estate Services.
Remodeling can be a headache, especially when you're trying to work around your contractor's schedule. You don't have to worry about that with Mike Blom with Cabinet Design of Pella and Wood Harbor Cabinetry. Just ask Deb Shaw of Pella.
Mike was always very accommodating to our schedule. Anytime that we set up a time to meet, he always wanted to make sure it worked for us. Most of our meetings were in the evening, and it never bothered him to come out and be out here.
Hi, I'm Mike Blom, the Cabinet Guy. Cabinet Design of Pella, where we expand and enhance your ideas beyond your expectations.
You gave your kids a new puppy or kitten for Christmas. Let's make sure we take care of him. This is Dr. Tim Yoder with Tri-County Veterinary Clinic in Pella, and we have a new puppy and kitten program that provides the attention they need. It involves physical exams, vaccinations, diets, and most importantly, information for you so that you can provide the best care for your new family member. Schedule your new puppy or kitten visit by calling Tri-County Veterinary Clinic in Pella.
They're the veterinarians.
Yes, we are. We're the veterinarians.
They take care of pets because they love them.
Marion County Bank salutes the farmers and their families in Marion and surrounding counties. Hi, I'm Trey Sadoff, ag lender at Marion County Bank. We know that for today's farmers to be successful, it takes more than just hard work and dedication. It takes a commitment. At Marion County Bank, we're committed to our area farmer success too. As our area's leading ag bank, we invite you to visit with one of our ag loan officers at our Pella or Knoxville office for all your ag lending needs, concerns, and opportunities. We have the experience and expertise to help with your farming operation. Marion County Bank, serving you, building community. Member FDIC.
Here at the Greg Young Extra Mile Institute, we teach our specialists how to provide the best customer experience.
Okay, class, who can name all 172 inspection points performed on every Greg Young pre-owned vehicle?
Engine oil and filter, shift interlock, drive axle and transfer case clutch, all papers.
Correct.
Buy a pre-owned Silverado starting at only $25,500. 26 available. Find new roads. Greg Young, we go the extra mile for you. Does not include tax, title, tax, or GY extra mile plan. See dealer for details.
The wipers in the car go swish, 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 swish. The wipers in the car go swish, swish, swish at Central Tire and Auto.
Winter brings slushy, sleety, icy weather that's even more annoying if your wipers can't keep your windshield clean. For tires, front-end work, their no-appointment oil change, full mechanical work on your vehicle, and the important little things like new wipers, stop and see Sean DeWard and his crew next to Walmart in Pella.
When you are in an accident and suffer a serious injury, you need serious representation. The Windjam Law Firm attorneys in Norwalk are experienced trial lawyers who have spent their careers in this area of law. Call Ken Windjam at 515-981-5220 to find out how the Windjam Law Firm can help. Ken spent many years as a lawyer for insurance companies. Now he uses his knowledge and experience to obtain the very best results for injured people. The Windjam Law Firm. They used to work for them, now they work for you.
This month at Pella Motors, new cars are arriving every day. With hundreds of vehicles in transit, stop in and talk to one of our specialists to reserve your vehicle today. Receive up to $4,000 off a 21 Jeep Grand Cherokee, $12,050 off Buick Encore GXs, or while you're here, you can lock into 0% financing on several Buick and Chevrolet models. It's a new year, and we're still dealing at Pella Motors. Stop in or see us online at PellaMotors.com.
Back on Eagle Lane in our Knoxville Hospital and Clinic's Red Rock Clinic Pella Radio pregame show. Andrew Schneider, Chris Larson for Pella Christian versus Norwalk, a girls-boys doubleheader. Let's go ahead and take a look at your game time temperature presented by Van Haften Plumbing and Heating. And it is January, Chris, in Iowa, 14 degrees. It feels like we should be freezing outside and warm inside our Eagle Lane High School gym. If your home isn't staying comfortable during this cold Iowa winter, call on the heating cooling experts at Van Haften Plumbing and Heating in Pella. You'll rest easy when you pick up the phone in here.
Van Haften.
We are live inside our Knoxville Hospital and Clinic's Red Rock Clinic Pella Radio pregame show. Let's go ahead and take a look at your projected starting lineups, presented as always by Miniga Pest Control. We'll start with the 7-6 Norwalk Warriors, just outside of the top 15 now in Class 4A. A sophomore, number 10, 5'3", Anna Larson. I don't know if you know her or not. Number 20, Bailey Birmingham, a freshman guard. JoJo Bice, 1,000 points earlier this week against Carlisle, a senior, number 24. Another name I've called a lot over the years, Olivia Johnson, a senior forward and guard, number 25. And Ava Johnson, a sophomore, wearing number 34. For the Eagles, Jenna Van Manen, a junior guard at 5'8", number 11. Emery Agri, the All-State softball player a season ago, a junior guard at 5'5". Jocelyn Terpstra leading the Eagles with 15 points per game and just under 4 steals per contest. She's leading the team and near the top of the league in both conference standings there. Wearing number 13, Carly Anderson, the junior, at 5'6", number 21. And Claire Vandermolen, the junior, a forward at 5'6", number 30. Your starting lineups are presented by Miniga Pest Control. Sean and his team want to kill your bugs.
Call 628-3198. Miniga Pest Control.
That was sung by a guy who graduated from Pella High School 2 years ago now. I learned that at Tulip Time.
Really?
It was kind of an interesting deal. So Colby Van Gorp, obviously his voice sounds a little bit different now. That was not a fresh recording, but Miniga Pest Control, our great sponsor, starting lineups here. Chris, a final thought before we head to our final timeout, before our anthem and prayer. Again, I think these Norwalk teams are hoping for a better second half after a 500 both conference and just outside of conference season. And for the PC girls, obviously on the opposite side of the boys in terms of, aspirations right now, but hungry for a win.
Yeah, I just think it'll be a really fun girls game to watch, just to see where both teams are at. Norwalk coming off a really nice win against Carlisle. And like I told you, this team has been fun to watch all year. Their losses have all been to really good teams. And so I'm interested to see where the progress goes. They are a really skilled and athletic team. Pella Christian, on the flip side, I know they're young. And those teams are fun because they're going to make great progress. And so let's see where they've come from the beginning of the year to the middle of the year. And in the second time through, you get to see what kind of growth you've made as a team.
Well, and I think for them, the big key that we didn't mention, they've gone 8 days without a game. It's been nothing but practice since Pella PC night, and they played really well against Pella and kind of threw them off balance. A Pella team on Tuesday that I think is going to be the battle for fourth place in this conference.
Absolutely.
Coming up there. This will wrap up our Knoxville Hospital and Clinics Red Rock Clinic radio pregame show, your cornerstone to health at Knoxville Hospital and Clinics and the Red Rock Clinic in Pella. We will have your opening tip presented by Dutch Mill Supply when we come back. It's Eagles versus Warriors live on KRLS.
At Vision for Less, it's just the right price. 2 pairs of glasses start under $40 and 2 pairs of progressives start under $80. Using insurance? We accept over 1,000 plans, and using your benefits is as easy as 1, 2, 3. No insurance? No problem. We've got glasses to fit your budget. It's just the right price. Only at Vision for Less. Right glasses, right price, right now.
Dedication. To consistently provide quality products and customer service, the employees at Precision Pulley & Idler must be dedicated to their jobs so they can meet or exceed the customer's needs. This is why Precision Pulley & Idler stands behind and supports our local student athletes for the effort and dedication they show on the hardwood, wrestling mats, alleys, and throughout their school's hallways. Precision Pulley & Idler encourages our area students to combine a strong work ethic and attitude to achieve their goals this season. Precision Pulley & Idler. We keep it moving.
Check out some of our hottest deals of the week available right now at the Hy-Vee stores in Pella and Knoxville. Hormel always tender bone-in pork shoulders is just $1.27 a pound. Select varieties of Hy-Vee pasta are only 77 cents a box. 16-ounce containers of Hy-Vee French onion dip are buy one, get one free. And select varieties of Lay's, Fritos, Cheetos, or kettle chips are only $1.99 each when you buy 3. These hot deals are available now until Tuesday, January 25th at the Pella and Knoxville Hy-Vees.
At Southtown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Indianola, they make buying your next new or used vehicle and servicing your vehicle as simple and quick as possible, so you can get back on the road in no time. If you're in the market for a new or used car, truck, or SUV, simply visit SouthtownCDJ.com. Calculate your monthly payment, then schedule a time to come pick up your new ride. If you need your vehicle serviced, you can schedule your service, drop your vehicle off, and pay online at SouthtownCDJ.com. From parts and service to financing on your next ride, think Southtown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of Indianola.
Hormel Foods in Knoxville is hiring. They have openings on first, second, and third shift for positions including quality control, operations, and maintenance starting at $17.85 an hour. All 9 positions will receive the shift differential. Quality control and operations will receive a 50-cent an hour increase at 3 months and an additional 50-cent an hour increase at 6 months. Employees will be offered weekly pay up to $1,000, a free 2-year college tuition, compressive benefits, paid vacation, and a 401k. Apply today at HormelJobsKnoxville.com.
We know you have choices when it comes to wireless plans for your home or business. At Strawber Cellular, we strive to be that local expert to provide all the service and expertise you need to make U.S. Cellular your choice for wireless service. Our knowledgeable staff can provide you with everything from smartphones and tablets to home internet and security options. Choose Strawber Cellular, your locally owned authorized agent for U.S. Cellular in downtown Pella.
Did you know that Pella has its very own decorated apparel company? Windmill Print and Stitch offers on-site professional graphic design, friendly trained sales and customer service staff, and production staff that is highly skilled and trained to give you the best looking apparel in the industry. Whether you're looking for custom-made t-shirts for your family reunion or new polos or hats for your business, no job is too big or too small. Windmill Print and Stitch is a proud partner of BSN Sports, printing many of your local uniforms and fan gear right here in Pella.
This is Kim at the Fairfield Inn and Suites in Oskaloosa, inviting you to come stay with us. We're a brand new facility that boasts state-of-the-art amenities coupled with the local charm of Oskaloosa. Our pool and fitness center is open to our guests, and free breakfast will start your day off right. Call and book with us today, or use our Marriott Bonvoy app. We look forward to seeing you.
And we're live inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth on 92.1 KRLS, getting you set for opening tip presented by Dutch Mill Supply, getting you set for Eagles versus Warriors. Norwalk in town here on Eagle Lane to take on Pella Christian. Your colors of the game are presented by Pella Engraving and Sign, as Norwalk, the road team tonight, is in their black uniforms. They've got purple stripes along the side, white numbers and white letters for our radio audience. And Pella Christian, their standard fare. At home, their home white uniforms, maroon numbers, and gold trim. Your colors of the game are presented by Pella Engraving and Sign. Whether it's a colorfully designed event banner, car wrap, or business sign, let the professionals at Pella Engraving and Sign bring it to life. On our Marion County Bank Radio scoreboard, a couple games we're tracking. Knoxville, Davis County, that's live on 95.3 KNIA. And within the Little Hawkeye Conference, it's our Marion versus Warren County showdown. The other side around, Pella, Indianola, a couple really possible, Chris, good games over there, especially I think with a Pella team that'll be much improved the second time through on the girls' side. And then obviously Pella, Indianola, the average margin of those games, Chris, have been 3 to 4 points. That's been maybe in all the league the last few years the closest matchup between the schools that we've seen.
Those games, obviously Coach Watson and I are good friends, and so I just chatted with him a lot about those games, and they have been crazy. They've almost all come down to 1 or 5 final shots. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's always been overtimes, and so it's come down to 1 shot or 2 shots or 5 at some. You know, I remember Grant Nelson, I think, hit kind of a fall away crazy shot one time.
And it was a 4-point play.
A 4-point play, right?
But he missed the free throw to tie it.
Right, that's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, but they've just been insanely good games. And I was telling you last week, I think Indianola is really figuring some things out, so it'll be fun to see the outcome of that game. And let's be honest, the teams that are playing best in the second half of the season in the Little Hawkeye are going to be state tournament and state championship contenders come March.
Yeah, and Indianola and BC Moore up to 10th, so I think that they're improving their prospects. There's still a long way to go between 10 and 1, but obviously excited about that. Here's our opening tip presented by Dutch Mill Supply, your only locally owned lumberyard and building material supplier. Ball is in the air. Warriors and Bice will control it, and we are underway in our girls portion of our doubleheader tonight, kicking off the second half of the season. A 3 on the way, left wing is good for Birmingham, and that's what we talked about in our Greg Young and the Chevrolet Keys of the game, getting out and scoring quickly for the Warriors.
Yeah, Pella Christian came out in 2-3 zone. Good ball movement by the Warriors, and then just like we said, Warriors on the opposite side want to get out and pressure the ball right away. Anna got a little deflection early.
Here's Jocelyn Terpstra, who's really been the target of teams as the season's gone on. 15 points per game, 4 steals. Terpstra loses her dribble near the baseline, and then she travels. And I know you caught up with Coach Bukite of the soccer and cross country. That's his stud athlete on both teams in terms of cross country, a state qualifier, and then obviously in soccer, a very talented multi-sport athlete. Speaking of which, Bice brings it down the floor, the future Cyclone soccer star. In the corner, Johnson and Johnson connection, and some contact, that zone.
Good.
But the Warriors keep possession. It's Larson, top of the circle. Left side, that's Ava Johnson, right-hand hook shot. Good for 2, 5-0 Warriors.
Good ball movement again by the Warriors, and really the kind of start they want to get off to.
5-0. Handoff. Here's Emery Agri, as we mentioned, our starting lineups, talented softball ball star. Here's Anderson, baseline, looking for Vandermolen, out to Faith Kakmarinsky. That is the same lineage, Chris.
I was going to ask you.
Yep.
I talked to Coach when you guys were up at Norwalk, so that was kind of always good to see him.
Faith, a very good softball player on top of volleyball and basketball, as you would expect in the
You guys
CAC
were a
household.
state tournament softball team last year, right?
And she was a part of that as a starting catcher. Here's Anderson, right wing for three. Yes! Knocks it in. Carly Anderson, that's a big answer for the Eagles early.
There you go. You know, we kind of talked about that. They're going to need somebody to step up and knock down some shots early, and Anderson gets them off to a good start.
5-3, Norwalk on their half of the floor, and there's some trouble plugged up, and who else but the steals queen herself, Jocelyn Terpstra, who forces the Warriors turnover. Down low, it's Kakmarinsky baseline, and she'll dribble it on there, and the second Eagles turnover.
You know, you could see both those possessions on both ends of the floor. Not enough ball movement early. You know, get the ball moving side to side, let the defense break down before you try and attack.
Bice down the floor, works at right side, Larson on the wing. Guarded by Kakmarinsky, shuffles it left side to Birmingham. And back to Bice. Bice dribbles baseline. Wraparound pass to Larson. Top of the circle. Another three attempt on the way, this time right of the rim for Birmingham. Goes out of bounds to the Eagles.
Good shot, though. I mean, that's a shot we want Bailey to shoot. Just didn't make that one.
And here's Terpstra on the inbounds from CAC. Over the timeline for Joss. Joss whips it back out to Faith. Faith between the circles, left side, Carly Anderson, and off the ball foul on
moving screen, I
Emery
think, on that
Agri.
one.
Yeah, so the third Eagles turnover and an offensive foul for Agri. First whistle for either team.
Okay.
Olivia Johnson into JoJo Bice. Again, in case you missed it, presented by the Veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic. 1,000-point score Monday, at least career-wise, in a 30-point performance versus Carlisle. Didn't get all 1,000
She didn't get them all that night.
But she can go off, as we saw. Offensive rebound after a missed shot. Here's Larson.
Good ball movement.
And then nearly stolen away and will stay with the Warriors.
A little adjustment early by Coach Engbers that he went to a 3-2 zone, you know, or a 1-2-2 instead of a 2-3. So, you know, getting a little more pressure up top.
And there's another offensive rebound. This one will go out to Bice, and then a whistle in the center of the lane. The second Eagles foul. Will stay on the floor.
I'm pretty sure on that first possession it was 2-3, and so I think it was just an early adjustment that I saw.
5:16 remaining here in the first, and a Pella Hy-Vee game reset. It's Norwalk 5, Pella Christian 3. Defensive slugfest as we expected early. Birmingham trying to change that. It rims out a couple of times off the backboard. No good, and then a foul on the rebound will go to PC.
Yeah, both girls hustling for an offensive rebound, but they got Olivia Johnson on that foul.
First for the Warriors. Just getting underway here on Eagle Lane. Eagles to inbound and some tough pressure defense. That's been kind of the MO for teams against PC, knowing that they've got that really young backcourt.
Yeah, and you
there's
can
a
see
turnover.
There was trouble, and I think.
And up ahead, it's Bice who will lay it off the window and in after the steal by Johnson. That was Ava Johnson who set up the play, and it's 7-3 Warriors.
You can see, I think Norwalk will have a lot of success with this. Their goal is to keep the ball out of
Terpstra's
Terpstra, 13's hands as much as possible. And when they do, they're going to find a lot of success, and I think they're going to get a lot of steals, which can lead to transition points.
Well, and then in this case, they forced the turnover with tough, body contact, almost defense there on Kakmarinsky, forcing her to dribble it into the ground. 4:34 remaining. Here's Larson, top of the circle. High pass. Birmingham saves it from going out of bounds. Here's Bice. Bice on the three-point line. Right side, here's Johnson. This is Ava Johnson.
Yep. I like the ball movement. You're seeing some ball reversals side to side. It's going to soften up the zone.
Cut in. Birmingham, no. And the rebound saved from going out of bounds by PC goes to Anderson.
Too bad. Bailey missed that one. She could have dropped off for an easy layup for Ava on that. She's good and aggressive. That one, she missed the extra pass on that one.
Faith Cack out to Anderson. Anderson looking for another three, this time off the heel of the rim. No. Offensive rebound, Eagles. Here's Agri. Back to Kakmarinsky. Eagles will keep the possession going for now as they'll pull it back out to midcourt. And there's Terpstra. And she's drawing the assignment of Larson defensively. Off a screen from Kakmarinsky, flips it left side, Agri. Agri, a very good shooter in her own right. Back over to Joss. Joss back to Emery. Emery working with Bice in her face. 7-3 Warriors lead. Eagles looking for their second bucket here on a long possession. Baseline wraparound. And they'll go around the horn here to Faith Cack. Dribble, drive, left-hand layup. Good touch, just didn't go. And the rebound controlled by Birmingham of Norwalk. That was the right take for PC. On the other side, Johnson's shot was blocked out of bounds and then ricocheted off of Olivia Johnson, and it goes to PC. It looked like Vandermolen may have gotten a hand, or excuse me, Anderson may have gotten a hand on that.
Yeah, and, a couple sloppy possessions, I would say, for the Warriors right there. That you want to see some finishing on. I actually liked the possession for PC on the last one. Good ball movement. Had everything. They did everything right. Just got to make the layup.
Couple of subs into this game. There's Jenna Van Manen. And she's the daughter of JV coach and former head coach Kevin Van Manen. And then a foul after a steal by Birmingham. So look, for our PC audience, they all know this, but we're keeping Chris up to speed as best we can, and he's returning the favor for the Warriors, obviously. All sorts of trivia, I'm sure, in this Norwalk program.
I'll see if I can add a few tidbits here and there.
6 Eagles turnovers to 1 have been the key. Warriors haven't been able to cash in yet, though.
No, and that's and especially not in transition points, right?
Yeah, a lot of loose ball fouls. That was a third Eagles foul on Van Manen. That time they cash in on the inbounds as Bailey Birmingham buries the shot from downtown.
And I really like that Bailey's staying aggressive, right? She missed that one shot pretty badly, but I like that she's looking for good shots and she keeps shooting them. That's her job.
There's a quick foul on Bice, her first or second. No, first.
First.
Yep, and then
don't mess that up in the Indianola game.
I know. I gotta keep it.
Did you hear about that?
I was listening. I think.
Yeah, it was too bad.
Yeah, that's not good. Good to have the right number of fouls on your players. Here's Agri, top of the circle. Eagles down 10-3. Warriors on a mini 5-0 run here. 2:52 remaining in the first.
Good matchup tonight here. We talk a lot about Terpstra here and what a great athlete she is, and Anna is always she's our defensive stopper out there. So it'll be fun to watch those two all night and kind of go back and forth. Two really good athletes, I would say.
Well, and I agree. I think the purpose trying to shut down her shooting with Bice and her long wingspan there, her athleticism. Coach Martinet wasn't born yesterday. She's obviously a great schemer. That was a great drawn-up play as Agri cut in and found Claire Vandermolen wide open for 2. And that was that ball movement, Chris, you talked about, getting the defense off the ball.
Softens up the defense, right? When you soften up the defense, good things happen.
And the Warriors, there's a foul underneath, I think. Or there's a conversation between the officials. 2:52 remaining, 10-5. And we get a couple of subs in.
Sometimes I giggle.
Anna Eveland and Faith Cack back in. And what was the conversation? Because it looked like it was an A-guard down there. Samantha got tied up with somebody. I thought that was a foul.
Chad Schellmeyer is one of my favorite refs down there, and I think he just kind of was like, I think the ref was calling for the subs. He was kind of like, I don't know for sure why he blew his whistle, but in any case, nothing hurt. We got some subs in. Let's play ball.
I was about to say, it looks like Braylon Clark also in for the Warriors on this possession. Top of the circle, Birmingham. She's been busy with a couple of threes. Here's Bice, spin move, left-handed shot doesn't go on the runner. Rebound tipped out of bounds, last off of PC's Eveland. And the offensive rebound, the third of the night so far for the Warriors, keeps the ball in their half. 2:36 remaining, 10-5. Norwalk on top of Pella Christian.
I like the way the Warriors have been played so far. Sometimes it's hard against that 2-3 zone to get overly impatient, and I think they move the ball well. And a lot of people are touching the ball every possession. You don't need to build up a 10 or 20-point lead right away. Just keep moving the ball, playing good basketball.
And the Eagles trying to prevent that lead from getting too out of hand and keep them in it. Here's Bice in the corner. Ball movement 3, that time short. And it's Van Manen the rebound for PC. Eagles down the floor with Kakmarinsky. Crosses over. Left side to Heisman. Heisman will travel. And Chloe, of course, another one of those talented families. Older brother Jaden's on the boys team. And oldest sister, Emma, was a great volleyball player for PC. So, keeping the bingo going. It's a turnover on the Eagles. 7-1 right now in terms of turnovers.
Yeah, that's really hurting. And what did we say at the top, right? That was going to be a key for Pella Christian if they wanted to stay in this. And right now they're just not getting enough shot attempts.
That's been kind of their bugaboo against some of these better teams in the conference, that's for sure. And there's a clear delineation, Chris, in this conference. The top 3, middle 2, and bottom 3.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And I think we've seen that play out this season. There hasn't been a ton of close games when the tiers mix, so to speak, and there's Bice.
Talked about it with Braylon, and then I'm going to reiterate it here with JoJo, right? Both of them shot air balls, but then they trusted themselves and came right back and shot good shots in rhythm,
Yeah.
Now you're going to see Norwalk go to a 1-3-1 zone and see if they can't get get the turnovers ramped up again.
Still a lot of time here. Van Manen lets it go short on the three attempt. And here's Clark pushing the pace for the Warriors. Clark left side out to Larson. Larson down low for Ava Johnson. Johnson's hook shot doesn't fall. Hits off the rim, and it's tipped out of bounds. Last off of Agard of the Warriors with 1:02 remaining. Back to PC it goes.
I like the transition by the Warriors, though. Good ball movement. Got Ava the ball inside. Just got to finish there. Back to the 1-3-1 here. JoJo gets a steal right from the top.
And she will not quite finish. And again, a couple of those missed opportunities have kept the Eagles within arm's reach. Here's Terpstra, and she'll slide to a stop. And that, of course, is a travel.
So a couple things there. I think the girls are going to have to adjust. These guys, I think they're really good refs. And but they're going to let you play. So it's going to be a little physical in there, and you're going to have to finish through and with contact. Secondly, Pella Christian is really going to have to get used to the physicality that Norwalk brings on the defensive end. And right now, they're turning the ball over too easily. They're going to have to make an adjustment on that.
35 seconds remaining. We're going to call that our creative idea drawn up by Brand Appeal. For branding, print, web, video, or interactive, call Brand Appeal. Relentless for you, and there's a relentless bucket. And we've seen a lot of that from the Warriors where they miss a shot maybe badly. First time around the comeback, don't let that deter them, and that's an easy 2 for Johnson. Other side, Eagles down by 10, and there's a miss just off the inside of the rim for Pella Christian's Anna Evelyn, and then a foul on the rebound. We'll bring it down to Norwalk.
Okay, 16 seconds left. Warriors should be looking for the last shot here. You should be pretty content with a 10-point lead. Great move by Coach Martin, getting Bailey in the game there to look for a 3 or something here at the end of the quarter.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you can lead by 10 at the end of each quarter, that turns into continuous clock.
It's a pretty good game, right?
Pretty quickly. 10 seconds remaining. Warriors already on their half of the floor. Here's Bice. Bice shoots it over to Birmingham. Pass is tipped. Eagles saying, hey, we're not going to make it easier with 1 second remaining. The shot's not going to get off.
Good defense.
Eagles got the Warriors out of position offensively, and not officially a turnover on the stat sheet, but a nice possession to end the half. But it is all Warriors after one quarter, I should say, inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. Norwalk 15, Pella Christian 5 on 92.1 KRLS in our Pella Real Estate Services broadcast booth.
Would you look at the time? It's tax time. You already know H&R Block does taxes, but here's what you may not know when you file with H&R Block, like how you can get expert help in person or virtually. Plus, our tax pros average 10 years of experience. You can even request to work with the same tax pro every year, and your biggest possible refund is always guaranteed. No one offers more ways to help with your taxes than H&R Block. At H&R Block, help is here.
Visit H&R Block, Pella, Oskaloosa.
A new year means exciting new changes coming soon at Lely. As work continues on the new Lely Park here in Pella, we are planning our move-in date this spring. That's right around the corner. Winter weather means you won't be seeing much work being done on the outside, but there's a lot of progress being made on the inside of the facility, and we can't wait to move our offices, warehouse, training facility, and production in just a few months. Lely Park is the future home of the North American headquarters for Lely and Pella, farming innovators.
Back inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth, Andrew Schneider, Chris Larson on Eagle Lane. Norwalk 15, Pella Christian 5. Pella Christian trying to quick possession, but just a little too quick. In that, I've seen that happen a lot this season with both PC and Pella, Pella more so, I guess, against the elite teams in the conference. They almost try to go too quickly, right? They kind of panic.
It's almost what they're wanting you to do, right? With that pressure, when you're being pressured, you actually want to slow down a little bit instead of getting sped up.
Well, Warriors get the extra possession here to start the quarter, but stolen away. Second steal by who else? Jocelyn Terpstra. And halfway to her season average. Good recovery by the Warriors to come down. Bice, good defense, and it went out of bounds off of Terpstra, actually.
Yeah, we've talked about this a couple times now. The girls are going to have to adjust. They're going to call it where they're going to let them play physically, right? And so anytime you go into that painted area, make sure you're being strong.
3 on the way, no good. It's long for Braylon Clark, and the rebound controlled by Agri of PC. Pella Christian on their half, down by 10, 7:31 remaining. And if you're PC, the move, if they're going to get back in this game, Chris, almost without saying there's a lot of time left, it needs to happen now. Here's Terpstra, and she'll make that move and knock in a pure 3 as Terpstra gets on the board, and the Eagles cut the lead to 7. It's when you're the underdog, you can't let it linger too long, right?
Yep. Nope. You can't. We always used to say you can't let them get away from you.
Right.
And I think that's kind of the key of what you're saying.
Heat check 3 there for Birmingham, which shooting Steph Curry range, and it doesn't go.
She has range. I mean, she can shoot it from out there. I maybe would like to see it after a couple ball reversals.
Yeah. That one was just kind of flat-footed and say, hey, I'm going. Which, hey, when you got shooters and you want them to get hot, that's one way to do it. But like you said, it's amazing how different a three-pointer looks off of a pass.
Bailey's a great student of the game, though. Her dad is now our freshman coach and sitting on the varsity bench. Played for legendary coach Don Meyer up at Northern State.
Oh, hey, there you go. There's a rebound for the Warriors. Ava Johnson after a miss by PC's Terpstra. And on the other side we go here for the Warriors. Here's Clark, one of the youngsters on this Warriors team. Good drive, can't finish, and Claire Vandermolen controls the board for Pella Christian. 6.5 to play, second quarter. 15-8 Warriors lead. Here's Agri. Dribble drive off a pass that hit Terpstra between the eyes, and she gets it out to Faith Cack.
Yep, and again, we talked about it before. I like it. They're really letting
the empty pass, and this time Vandermolen can't get it to go. Faith Cack gets the rebound to put it back in, and that time the rebounding game probably should have had it in the first one, Chris, but hey, clean it up, and you're right there to pick up a teammate.
Nice job by Faith. Obviously, looks a little bit like David out there. That's how he used to play back in the day.
Oh, yeah. We haven't seen Isaac this year. He had some injuries after football. Here's Bice speaking to pick up a teammate. Air ball, gets the rebound and gets the 2. Excited to see her play some soccer this year. Just, selfishly when they come here for Pella PC, that'll be a lot of fun.
Yep.
See a player of her caliber. I went to Iowa State, so I know they got a pretty good team there, and she's probably found a pretty nice home.
Yes. Hopefully, our soccer team was just this close. We got beat in the semifinals.
That's right. John and crew were up there, and it was a lot of fun.
And JoJo's back along with a really talented senior class. Anna is a soccer player who played, started as a freshman, and then Braylon Clark also will be on the varsity as a freshman.
There's Bice who knocks it down for 3. So not only has she got the skilled footwork, but she's got a pretty pure shot when she gets on. And she'll get the steal and make it a 5-point play.
Well, and you talk about JoJo. How impressive is it when you have a girl who's going Division I soccer and she's a 1,000-point scorer for basketball, right? That's the Iowa girl.
And that's what makes Iowa athletics so much fun. You have so many of them that do that.
Yeah.
That forces a vision for less time out. And we're going to call that our Raise the Roof moment of the game, presented by Randall Roofing. That's an impressive play to come off a three-pointer in the left quarter, Chris. Come over the half-court line, come back down, get the steal, right-handed layup.
Yeah.
Just shows how quick she is, how smart she is, and what 4 years of basketball under Coach Martin has really shown her, right? It's that education from great athlete and coach passing it on to great athlete.
Well, and I told you I'm really excited to watch her in the second half of the season. JoJo's a wonderful kid, but you get to be a senior year, and things start weighing on you, a lot of pressure.
What's coming
next? And that 1,000 points, I think, was, I don't want to say in her head, but, she knew it was out there. And I just think she's going to thrive now that that's kind of off her back and she can just go out and play freely. She's looking great tonight.
Terpstra misses the 3, rebound control by Johnson. That's our Raise the Roof moment of the game. When the moment arises and time for a new roof, think Randall Roofing. And we're on the other side of a vision for less timeout. Warriors lead 22-10, and they will pour it on. Good move, Ava Johnson, as she gets her 3rd bucket of the night, 24-10. Warriors starting to pull away here.
Yep.
Eagles on the other half. Here's Terpstra. Terpstra looking for some separation from Larson, not getting that granted. Finds Carly Anderson right wing. Anderson dribbles inside the circle. Go ahead.
Ava Johnson's got to do a better job of making sure she keeps an eye on her girl. She is really losing track, and when they dribble drive, we're leaving her too open for layups on the weak side.
Steal for Johnson. 13 Eagles turnovers. Bice, left hand that time, can't finish. Good
blazing
look.
Speed, though, up the floor.
And there's a rebound for Faith Kakmarinsky for the Eagles. 24-10, 4:12 remaining here in the second quarter. A Pella Hy-Vee game reset. Eagles trailing the Warriors 24-10. Norwalk just dropping out of the top 15. Agri puts up a prayer, and it's answered. Flat-footed 3, and she knocks it in.
And she had a brother, too, right?
Bryant played for Coach Hessing.
Yeah, just a couple years ago.
Yep. And
number
then
10.
And Emery's a stud on the soft. That's where she makes her hay, is on the softball diamond.
Got it.
Two-time All-Stater.
Got it. Okay.
So, yeah, multi-sport athletes.
Good shot.
Here's Johnson to Johnson. The connection. Left hand is in.
Job.
And Ava Johnson's up to 8 points.
Yep, really good entry. I love the way the Warriors are moving the ball tonight. The ball's not sticking in anybody's hands. Really playing hard. Good hustle, Bailey. Yeah, it's going to be a foul. Ooh.
Yeah, it should have been a foul, but it's a vision for less timeout for Coach Martin. And we will keep it right here. As we are live here at Pella Christian High School, 26-13. This broadcast is brought to you by BSN Sports. They're the official provider of staff apparel for KNIA KBLS and Windmill Print and Stitch in Pella. Windmill Print and Stitch is a locally owned decorated apparel company right here in the home of the Dutch and the Eagles, and they're a proud partner of BSN Sports. If you need apparel for your team or business, call Phil Hemming with BSN Sports at 620-8337 or stop into the BSN Sports Windmill Print and Stitch office on Southeast 14th Street in Pella. Hey, another basketball name I'm sure you know, Phil Hemming,
You
a longtime
betcha.
assistant for Coach Core and
Great coach and a good guy. And he
Mr. Apparel.
Yeah, he helped us out for many years with our apparel and just an all-around good basketball junkie guy. You know, he kind of helps teams look good, and he knows what he's talking about with the game. He's fun to talk to.
He's our ace in the hole for Pella boys basketball games this year. So excited to have hopefully a long tournament run with Phil. And we have a couple Strauver Cellular Instant Radio updates we'll tell you about after this. Warriors possession on the other side of a vision for less timeout as it's Larson cutting through the center of the lane, loses the dribble, is able to recover, and then a whistle and a held ball called. It keeps the arrow with the Warriors. We have a couple Strauver Cellular Instant Radio updates. Boy, a much better start for Pella than they had against Indianola first time around. That's why this conference is what it is. The two-round robins, 9-6 after one in girls action. Davis County 13, Knoxville 10.
Interesting. Norwalk had a similar score with Indianola last time we played them. So
turnover Warriors didn't quite see what happened there.
Just on the inbounds pass, and Braylon got stuck a little bit too far underneath. Anna probably not a great judgment on the pass, to be honest with you.
Thank you.
At least speaking as a dad, I think.
Boy, it would really shake things up if Pella is able to knock off Indianola, but a lot of game to play with the likes of Lauren Blake and company.
And like I said, Norwalk, when we played Indianola, we were up 17-4 to start the game, and they still came back and got it.
They've got the firepower to come back.
Do. Emily Naughton's a really good player.
Yep. Again, a lot of those names. I've been at this now for 8 years, Chris. A lot of these names I've seen a long time, and it's good appreciation for how good the athleticism is in this conference.
That's me and you were talking about it before the game. It's fun though. That's what makes us fun. You see brothers and sisters. For me, I'm starting to see kids of kids.
I was about to say,
but it is the competition. The years change, but the competition is really similar. And you know what? Credit to the schools and the coaches that
here's Jenna Van Bonnen for three. Short, go ahead.
Keep it going year after year.
Rebound goes to Clark. Yeah, and that's the crazy part is all the new coaches we've had the last 5 years or so, and it doesn't seem like we're missing a beat. 26-13, 2:21 remaining here in the second. Warriors a fairly comfortable 13-point lead, looking to add to it. Birmingham, baseline J, over the rim, no. And Van Manen clears it for PC. To Terpstra it goes.
You know, Andrew, though, I would argue that one of the things that's really nice, I think when you have internal capacity, that just means that programs are doing it the right way. You know, that it's not just about one person, you know, so.
Right. Well, and that's where, you know, you look at some of the great coaches.
That should have been over and back.
And it is, yeah. I don't think
because it was a double tip, and that's a kind of a rule a lot of people don't know. If it's a double tip, Norwalk did tip it, but then PC tipped it the second time.
Yep.
And so that should be Norwalk's ball.
And it is.
So go ahead.
Well, and, you know, you think about Mark Core leaving Pella.
Yeah, right.
And Larry Hessing leaving Pella.
Absolutely. Scott Sharp at Grinnell.
Yeah, you think about these great longtime coaches who you coached against for many, many years.
Time.
You were kind of the last one to hang up the coach's hat. But
I was the last crazy one.
But look who we got. J.D. Bohr and Derek Schulte and obviously your successor and then
and
the
Brandon,
younger Sharp.
You know, and Aaron Pelzer.
Yeah, I was about to say, and you have, you know, no doubt, and Ebling over at Indianola.
Absolutely, who coached in this conference for a long time.
There's an airmail three, and then Van Manen didn't need to go get it. I think she felt the pressure of the two Warriors next to her. It will stay with the Warriors.
And that's not to mention Brett Watson, who went to Indianola from Norwalk and now is at Northwest with the
he has
number
a pretty
2.
good team.
Yeah, they're all right.
They have a big matchup tonight, 1 versus 2 and 4A. Holy cow.
Going to be fun. But my point is, and to the administration and everything, and the crowds.
Johnson for 3. Ava Johnson's into double figures, 29-13. Go ahead.
It's fun basketball to watch, right? It's grounded, and that's what we always talk about. It's good basketball.
Vice got the steal, missed the shot.
They missed an over and back, I think.
Got the rebound, missed the over and back. It stays 15 Eagles turnovers, and then Bice will finish. 14 points, 2 steals for Bice. The offensive rebound for Anna Larson on that possession, and now the Eagles have it down by 18. And on the girls' side, we're seeing some of that as well. Maybe, it's kind of different when you have the top-heavy conference that we've had the last 4 or 5 years. But I mean, look at Coach Martin coming in, and now Coach Forsyth, who's getting his head coach, a guy who you've known for a long time.
Oh, I remember one really bad night back in 2010 at Southeast Polk High School with him. He likes to remind me of it every time I see him. So I'm sure Tuesday we'll get a good chuckle.
And he was the lead assistant for Coach Schulte during the championship year a year ago. Top of the key three. I think it was blocked there. And the rebound to Larson.
Good pass.
Come the Warriors in transition. It's Agard who lays it off for 2. 33-13. Norwalk.
Nice little run
away
by the Warriors here. And that's kind of what we were talking about. The pressure has really gotten to Pella Christian.
Another steal for Agard. That's 16 Eagles turnovers to your point.
It's really gotten to him.
And
nice
Warriors,
pass by JoJo.
Agard will finish for 2 on the dime from JoJo Bice.
Really good basketball.
And this is where PC has just struggled this year. Another turnover and another steal, this time for Clark. And she has her shot blocked out of bounds. Johnson gets the rebound off of the block. 5 seconds remaining. Larson going for the shot. No, Agard is tied up in the lane. Body's hitting the floor all over the place until a whistle finally gets called with 0.5 seconds remaining. That was a very physical possession for both teams. I was waiting for a whistle on somebody.
Brad and Jill looked at each other from opposing benches and kind of just threw their hands up like, I don't know who to really complain because they're letting both of us play. But
I'll say we're going to have a MMA fight club here
at the halftime. Yeah,
that's
kind of what it looks like.
35-13, Agard knocks it in.
You know who one of our refs down here is Mike Henderson. Remember him back in the day at Iowa?
Yeah.
That's Mike. He does a good job reffing. Former really good Hawkeye player. And Waterloo East, I believe, was his high school back in the day.
Both are in. We get some pretty good crews in the conference, all things
absolutely.
considered. Here's Bice with 0.5 seconds remaining.
Oh, man.
Off the window, counted at the buzzer. Jocelyn Bice puts an exclamation point on a huge second quarter for the Warriors as they outscore the Eagles 24-8. And that'll take us to halftime. Our Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show coming up on the other side of our Pella Real Estate Services broadcast booth. 39-13 Warriors on the Eagles.
If the bed bugs are biting, don't be frightened. Call Maniga Pest Control.
You have lingering, unwanted guests from the holidays? Not your family, bed bugs. Bed bugs are hitchhikers, and if your holiday company unknowingly brought them into your house, they'd just now be starting to grow a colony. So if you've noticed these pests, call me. I'm Sean with Meninga Pest Control, and I want to kill your bugs.
Call 628-3198. Meninga Pest Control.
If you are looking for some fantastic pork tenderloin, Wood Iron Grill has now joined the Tenderloin Trail 2.0. The Tenderloin Trail 2.0 passport is now available. Don't wait, get started today. You can get the passport by going to the website iowapork.org/Tenderloin Trail, get the passport from participating restaurants, or stop by the IPPA office to pick up the passport. Wood Iron Grill in Oskaloosa, home to one of the stops on the Tenderloin Trail 2.0.
At Hopkins Roofing, we're not a 9-to-5 hit-the-road kind of company. We know that every roof we build and install is an opportunity to do good, to take care of our clients, to give opportunities to our employees, and to give back to the communities we work in. Because we believe that a roof isn't just a covering to keep the weather out. We've seen that a better life can be created through roofing. If it's time for a new roof for your home or business, check out some of our work at hopkinsroofing.com and let us put together a quote for you. Hopkins Roofing. Roofing done for good.
Do you pay attention to that piece of rubber on the bottom of your garage door? You should, because if that rubber strip has seen better days, you may be letting unwanted moisture, debris, or rodents into your garage. And a new rubber seal will help heated garages stay heated. So check it out, and if it looks like you need a new rubber seal, call the gurus of garage doors at DeYoung Door Service.
Hi, this is Kurt DeYoung. It's not good enough to know what you do. You need to specialize in it. We specialize in sales, installation, and service of garage doors. We're the gurus of garage doors. DeYoung Door Service in Pella.
You told us you wanted more data for your money. We listened. U.S. Cellular Prepaid is giving you more data, a lot more. Now you can get 15 gigabytes of data for just $40 with U.S. Cellular Prepaid, with 5G included at no extra charge. Switch today and get more data for your money. U.S. Cellular Prepaid. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
At U.S. Cellular, we value our customers and our community. Accelerate your wireless experience at Strawver Cellular, an authorized agent for U.S. Cellular, located at 826 Main Street in downtown Pella.
Configuring the Bluetooth, deciding who controls the music, remembering where you parked. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your vehicle doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like remembering if you're on the 3rd or 4th level of the parking garage. That's simple human sense.
Ask me, Lance Klein, at the Verduff Agency in Pella, if auto owners make sense for you.
Can you believe it? Valentine's Day is almost here. Hopefully you have that special day all figured out. But if not, Bellflower Florists and Gifts in Norwalk has you covered. Now through Monday, January 31st, make your order at Bellflower Florists and Gifts and receive 10% off. Did I mention they also deliver? Visit bellflowerfloristsandgifts.com or stop into their location at 2251 Sunset Drive, Suite C in Norwalk, and let the experts at Bellflower Florists and Gifts make that special day a little extra special and get your gift or floral arrangement ordered today.
Slushy, fluffy, wet, heavy. Snow comes in all kinds of forms, and none of them are fun to shovel. So take the work out of clearing your driveway with the Toro snowblower that handles them all. Choose the single-stage Power Clear that's easy to maneuver, or the two-stage Power Clear and Power Clear HD that take on deep, compacted snow without clogging. Don't let winter slow you down. Find the perfect Toro snowblower today at DeRuyter Lawn Equipment in Pella.
This is the Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show. For tires, front end work, there are no appointment oil change, and full mechanical work on your vehicle. Stop and see Sean Ward and his crew next to Walmart in Pella. And that would be Trevor Castle's kids on that one when they were much younger. I think you'll get to Trevor at some point in your stay if you hang out with us long enough, right?
I'm trying to get to everybody. I'm just trying to,
You're stuck with me twice.
I told Andrew Schwadner I was going to put out my own KNI, KRLS rankings for you guys, you know. Yeah, I know everybody got a little scared.
And he's by himself in Indianola. And Trevor, of course, like, okay, he's not doing anything with the best. So Trevor, you know, he's the dean of our broadcast team, so to speak. But I think we got some pretty good guys. We missed John a ton, but obviously you're getting a chance to see all of us here.
You guys are all awesome. It is so fun to work with all of you, and it's fun because everyone brings just a little bit different taste, but all very, very good.
Yeah, and I think I'm probably the one who's had my nails in the conference the most for the last 8 years in terms of kind of keeping an eye on everything. So it's been a lot of fun. Let's run down our first half stats delivered by Pella Fiber. Jocelyn by 17 points, including a buzzer beater. That's probably the backbreaker in this one. Ava Johnson, 11 points, 6 for Agard and 6 for Birmingham, all coming in the first quarter. Meanwhile, Pella Christian, 5 different players scoring their 13 points. Emery Agri, Jocelyn Terpstra, Carly Anderson all hitting threes. Faith Cack and Claire Vandermolen with 2 apiece. Rebounds in favor. Got 14 for PC. And pretty close here for Norwalk as well. 14 for Norwalk, but it's the turnover, 17-4. At the half here, and that's been the big difference. And those are your first half stats delivered by Pella Fiber. They've got 35 miles of fiber throughout the Pella community and 1,000 households and more continuing to grow here as they deliver gigabit internet speed to household and residents here in Pella. But it's neighbors, not numbers, that count the most for Pella Fiber. Visit PellaFiber.com. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. Chris will have our second half adjustments presented by DeYoung Door Service. When we come back, our halftime score, 39-13 Norwalk on top of Pella Christian. This is the Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show.
If you have friends or family coming to Pella, make reservations for them to stay in Pella's finest accommodations, the Amsterdam Hotel.
We have many different packages available depending on what they're looking for during their visit.
Our weekend getaway package includes flowers, chocolates, and champagne.
The Visit Pella package has tickets to the Historical Village, Vermeer Windmill, and Pella bucks to spend around town.
And the stay and play package includes golf at Boss Landon.
Find the perfect package for your guests or yourself by visiting RoyalAmsterdam.com for the Amsterdam Hotel on the Bollengracht in Pella.
Sporting goods companies are facing challenging times with many suppliers carrying little product and offering slow delivery. At BSN Sports, we stand ready to change the fundamentals of our industry. We carry all the top brands that you demand with uniforms, practice and travel gear, and field and facility equipment. We stock our own inventory and decorate in-house, leading to faster delivery. I'm Phil Hemming with BSN Sports, and I'd love the chance to work with your school or team. Give me a call at 620-8337, and let's get started today.
Pella Cinemas proudly presents Steven Spielberg's West Side Story, rated PG-13. This spectacular and moving film is named one of the top 10 films of 2021 by both the National Board of Review and the American Film Institute, and won 3 Golden Globe Awards. Also showing at Pella Cinemas is American Underdog, the Kurt Warner story, rated PG, following his journey from UNI football and working at Hy-Vee all the way to winning a world championship. And still showing is Sing 2, rated PG. For a list of show times, visit Pella-Cinemas.com and enjoy a movie at Pella Cinemas.
At Southtown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Indianola, they make buying your next new or used vehicle and servicing your vehicle as simple and quick as possible, so you can get back on the road in no time. If you're in the market for a new or used car, truck, or SUV, simply visit SouthtownCDJ.com. Calculate your monthly payment, then schedule a time to come pick up your new ride. If you need your vehicle serviced, you can schedule your service, drop your vehicle off, and pay online at SouthtownCDJ.com. From parts and service to financing on your next ride, think Southtown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of Indianola.
You're listening to Pella Christian Basketball, powered by Bank Iowa on FM 92.1 KRLS Knoxville Pella and KRLS HD1 Knoxville Pella. Bank Iowa is a proud supporter of Eagles athletics, donating $10 to the Booster Club for every home three-pointer and every dunk this season. Go Eagles from your friends at Bank Iowa. We're live inside our Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show. Do have another Strawberry Cellular instant radio update of intrigue across town. It is Pella 27, Indianola 24 at the half. 7 3-pointers made for Pella. See if they can sustain that in the second half. But it goes to show, Chris, the second half of this conference season, just like it is on the boys, it's never easy the second time around.
Well, personally, this is the time of year I really love basketball, because you can kind of see who's made adjustments, and this is when the basketball is best, because everybody is really feeling comfortable about playing. Tournament basketball is great for fans, but sometimes it's kind of hard because everyone's a little more nervous. Right now, they know they're going to play next Tuesday, or maybe tomorrow night for some of them, regardless if they win or lose. So they can really leave it all out there, and there's not quite as much stress and pressure. And so they make the games really fun. And you're trying to really kind of solidify what your identity is. And I think you're going to see this in the second half of the league play. Yeah, the rotation for our conference. And that's why I think those games are just so fun to watch.
Our second half adjustments presented by the Gurus of Garage Doors at the Young Door Service in Pella. Eagles just need to cut down the turnovers. I think the Warriors figured out their identity late in that second quarter. Not a whole lot to adjust for Coach Martin.
Well, and similar is what I talked to you about with our Norwalk team. I think they are finding their identity. I don't think Coach Martin just said, hey, good job, let's go play another half, right? You don't change a thing now. But the key to it is, because you have a big lead, don't start playing different basketball. They moved the ball really well. The right people were getting shots. I think one of the big things for this team to understand is they can have a half where JoJo gets 17 and Ava gets 11 and Bailey gets 6, and they have plenty of basketballs to go around, and it looked really comfortable.
Your second half adjustments presented by the Gurus of Garage Doors at the Young Door Service in Pella.
We're the Gurus of Garage Doors, the Young Door Service in Pella.
And that wraps up the Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show. For tires, front end work, their no appointment oil change and full mechanical work. Stop and see Shonda Warden and Screw next to Walmart in Pella at Central Tire and Auto. A foul shot drawn by Ava Johnson. Again, Central Tire and Auto. Got in the lane, and a host of Eagles bodies got in there and hacked her on the arm, and 2 free throws coming.
Nice little execution, though, by the Warriors to start off. Sometimes as a coach, you want to just see if your team is disciplined enough in a game like this to come out and execute right away to start the second half, and the Warriors did a nice job. Let's see if Ava can make this second free throw.
In case you missed it, presented by the veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic, as she will. 17 first-half turnovers for the Eagles have more or less led to this lopsided lead for the Warriors. That's in case you missed it.
They're the veterinarians
at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic in Pella. Over the timeline, and then a body foul on Birmingham as she was working hip to hip with Faith Cack over the timeline.
She's got to get her hands off there. And then on the flip side for Pella Christian, I think it's really important. They have a lot of young girls, but also just one thing to really understand for them is you're not going to win this game, right? They have three times as many points as you, but in the locker room you can say, well, we can still grow as a team. They haven't played for 8 days, so don't think all is lost. Everything about a season isn't about winning and losing. You can tell a lot about players by how they play in this second half.
Anderson misses the three And I think that's what we've seen with this Eagles team is that they're woefully outmatched most nights in terms of talent, at least basketball-wise. And there's a lot of growth that yet to happen and has happened for this team. I'm excited to see it bear fruit, especially in the 2A tournament.
Yeah.
Right side, and that's the beauty of basketball, Chris. Everybody plays in the postseason.
We're all 0-0 once that tournament starts, right?
Yep, 7 minutes remaining. Eagles a longer possession here, down 40-13. Kakmarinsky shot puts up a three. It rims out, no good. And then it's Ava Johnson clearing the board for the Warriors. She'll get it on left side and push the floor, showing off some of her athleticism as she's quickly down the floor. Right side, Larson three. Hops off the rim a couple of times, and it's Terpstra who will end up clearing it for PC.
Good drive and kick there, though.
6:36 remaining in the third, 40-13. A Pella Hy-Vee game reset. Pella Christian trailing Norwalk as we begin the second round robin of the Little Hawkeye Conference season. Double team trap nearly forces the Eagles turnover. Anderson will bail out Kakmarinsky. Flashing wide open behind the defense. It's Faith Kak, but she can't get the layup to go. And it's Olivia Johnson who clears the rebound for the Warriors up to Bice. 17 points in the first half.
Look at that.
And pick up the hot potato off the floor. Doesn't go, and it's a rebound controlled by Anderson of PC. Here's Kak, center of the lane, kicks it out to Agri. Agri, dribble, drive, wraparound pass to Vandermolen.
Yeah, some interesting passes here to start the second half.
5:55 remaining here in the third. Here's Agri. Agri, center of the lane, lost it. And I think she just lost it off her hip. Good body positioning there for, it looked like Johnson and Bice that trapped her right as she was going to go up.
Yeah, good defense there. I got to tell you, though, it is really fun for me to watch Faith Kakmarinsky.
Yeah.
She reminds me so much of her brother, David, when they played. And I know she's young, and she probably will even more. But just some of her mannerisms out there. And I thought David, him and Levi jungling for 4 years just tormented me. I guess he was hurt one of those years, and that kind of stunk. But good entry.
Levi's one of the best players you probably coached against, for sure. And David's up there in that regard, too.
They were excellent players, but he just had some mannerisms. I always said he had old man game. I've got to tell you, you don't see many girls with old man game, but Faith kind of does, and I enjoy watching her.
And she grew up with two older brothers.
Yeah, right?
Who played
That's how she had to survive in the driveway.
Wait, if you ever see Isaac play football, you could see David in him very much. He's faster than David ever was, but yes, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree in that household. The Kakmarinskys are good friends and neighbors just down the road from us. And
Coach probably that's how you got to do to survive in the fan. That's probably what you have to do to get to the dinner table. You got to have a little craftiness.
Well, yeah. Well, and Chris, it's Mom who runs the show.
I got you. Okay,
in that household.
I understand.
But yes, I think the athletics,
What coach's house doesn't the mom run the show, right?
She's the GM of PC football.
I understand.
Mindy Kak.
I understand.
Good inbounds play drawn up by PC. Offensive rebound by the aforementioned Kakmarinsky. Kicks it out to Terpstra. Terpstra goes hard and draws a foul.
Good job.
And I think it was Agard who just slid in there a little too late. Finally, Terpstra, she had like 15 or 16 free throws against Pella the other night in their last game, doing just that.
Yep.
And I think against Norwalk just hasn't felt comfortable yet because of they've been getting to her at half court from doing that.
Well, and that's what Anna does bring to the team. Obviously, she's more of a defensive player, but she does that very well, and she is very adept at keeping people out of the lane. It drives parents in the opposing stands crazy because they think that she should be getting called for blocking fouls often. But
JoJo,
it's fun every time.
Hands it off, almost like a Christmas gift wrapped up for Faith Kakmarinsky. Lands in her arms, just the fifth Warriors turnover of the game. Kicked out three, no good. There's Faith Kak. Scrappy play. She gets her own rebound
there she
twice
is
and
again,
finishes.
right? Good job, Faith.
I have a feeling we haven't seen the best of her yet, just as a freshman.
I told you, I really like her, and you can tell she really understands how to play the game of basketball.
She's good, like I said, very good softball player and volleyball player, too.
I bet she just is a good athlete, you can tell.
Again, that's the Kak household for you in a nutshell. Here's Bice.
A
shot blocked, and then some contact. Anderson got tied up with Bice, and she'll get 2 free throws. 40-16, 4:23 remaining here in the third. By the way, if you're enjoying this broadcast of Eagles basketball on YouTube, please consider a donation to help keep it free. Go to pceagles.org and click the donate button, or click the Eagle head logo in the bottom right-hand corner of this video and hit donate to PC to help support this. And this broadcast on the video stream is brought to you by Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy. They're the proud season-long sponsor of Eagles Video Streaming Services Live. Thanks to Keaton and Frank for all they do to keep us up and running, and they keep adding more. They've got a new camera. They've done replay before. We got an operation going on over here in Eagle Lane.
It's really great. I know
I'm making Keaton blush right now.
There's a few relatives of our family watching, so hey, make sure you click the donate button tonight, right?
And we're up to how many views, Mr. Geetings? Well, we had like 70 views at halftime. We know we got people watching, so we appreciate that, enhancing our radio coverage here on 92.1
Yeah, it's
KRLS.
really good stuff. That'll girl.
And
Braylon
there's a
Clark.
3 on the way for Clark. Frank Vandenbosch is a busy man, I'll tell you that much. 43-16. And I just realized I called you the wrong name, Mr. Geeting, so I apologize. How many Keatons was that? 3? Kenyon? See, now I've really ruined his day. I know I got him excited to get here, but just know that when I cover, 1,000 Pella and Pella Christian athletes, eventually the library is going to lose. So there's another Eagles turnover. The show's going off the rails here, Chris.
Yeah, and you can see I understand. I've just seen this time and time again with the Norwalk girls, and it's really become their calling card, that physical, aggressive man-to-man defense. And like I said, coaches and parents, it's kind of driving them nuts out there. But
Steal, by the way, for Terpstra.
You guys down here in Pella understand, because you watched, a lot of great Pella teams play similar type of defense with really great athletes,
And we're seeing the bounce of turnovers here.
And that's what basketball is all about, figuring out what you're good at and then trying to expose the other team with that.
Yeah, I think we saw a measure of 4 turnovers there, Chris, in a very short order. Here's JoJo Bice on the inbound out to Larson. Larson left wing. Against this Eagles zone, here's Clark. 43-16, 3:20 remaining. It's Kenyon, Frank. I know it is. I'm sorry. Left side, 3 on the way for Bice. No good.
Yep, good
Rebound
pass.
goes out to Maggie Heinen.
Pace has slowed down a little bit here in this third quarter.
Terpstra got her 3rd steal in the midst of that back and forth. 2:59 remaining here in the 3rd. Here's Faith Cack. Cack left wing, stuck on her dribble there for a second. Bailed out by Evelyn. 43-16. And then a whistle and a vision for less timeout and a full timeout, and we'll take it with them. 43-16, 2:42 remaining here in the 3rd. Eagles down by 27 of the Warriors.
We know you have choices when it comes to wireless plans for your home or business. At Strawber Cellular, we strive to be that local expert to provide all the service and expertise you need to make US Cellular your choice for wireless service. Our knowledgeable staff can provide you with everything from smartphones and tablets to home internet and security options. Choose Strawber Cellular, your locally owned authorized agent for US Cellular in downtown Pella.
As a business owner, you're always looking for ways to stretch time and resources. Light & State Bank provides efficient banking solutions so you can spend time on what matters most, improving your bottom line. Whether it's saving a trip to the bank with remote check deposits or simplifying payroll with ACH processing, Light & State Bank is here to help. Give us a call today. Light & State Bank, member FDIC.
Andrew Schneider, Chris Larson on the other side of a Vision for Less timeout. Vision for Less, they're helping people see better throughout the community. If you need help with your poor visibility, take a timeout and visit Vision for Less in Pella. Get back in the game. We're in our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth in the game. Here's Heisman, who travels.
Mm-hmm.
It has been a long night, Chris, for the Eagles.
Yeah,
in the
just too many
game.
turnovers. And, that's what we highlighted from the beginning. Norwalk's defense has been good. It's kind of a combination, I would say, of both. Norwalk's defense and their pressure has been good, and their ball handling just hasn't been good enough.
A 27-point lead. Here's Bice. Again, miss 1,000. Big accomplishment for her.
Mm-hmm.
Top of the circle, Larson. Larson wide open for 3. Long, no good, and the rebound control by Jocelyn Terpstra. But the steal for Larson on the other side.
Good pass.
Up ahead to Johnson. Johnson can't get it to go.
A little bit of a lid right now in that hoop.
And then a jump ball on the rebound. Arrow favoring Norwalk. Olivia Johnson, again, a name I've called quite a bit, has that big brace on her knee.
Yeah, she had to sit out all last year. Similar. Yeah. We just got done talking about David Kakmarinsky, and similar, Mr. Junior year with that.
And I'm not wrong in making the connection between the Johnsons here, right?
Nope, sisters.
That's what I thought. And that's got to be kind of an interesting dynamic when, younger sisters kind of taking on the spotlight, in terms of what she does in the post. There's another steal.
Great steal by Terpstra right there.
That's her fourth.
Kind of read that, yeah.
And then a quick foul call on Larson. Considering all they've called here tonight, Chris, that one was a bit surprising to see come out. Just the physicality.
Yeah.
And it was probably a foul, but just with how they kind of let that bump and grind defense go, it was a bit surprising to see that quick whistle there.
But I think a smart play there by Terpstra, too, though. She kind of she drew the foul, right? She kind of went into her and was kind of had Anna a little bit out of position. She did it. I was going to say she kind of did the same thing right there and almost got another foul. That's what good players do sometimes. They can draw the contact.
Well, and Jocelyn, her first love is soccer. Her second love has become cross country. She ran in 2 races last year for Coach Bukite. And then this year was a state qualifier. So natural athlete who I think is still learning this level of basketball, right? She hasn't seen these level of teams night in, night out. Here's Faith Cack for the Eagles.
And I am
Here's Terpstra, 3. And go ahead.
I am correct. One of the better players for Pella Christian got hurt at the beginning of the year, correct? Am I correct or am I wrong on that?
Well, one of the better players couldn't come out.
Okay.
She...
for whatever reason.
Yeah, for injury reasons.
Yeah, okay.
Emma Witzenberg. She was their
Who was
second leading scorer last year.
Right.
Has concussion issues. Has had a couple in her career. She is
So
actually
that's
helping Coach Bohr with some managing on that side.
Got it.
Loves the game of basketball. She would make a huge difference on this team. But
I remembered her from last year.
Well, then, of course, missing Allison Van
There
Gorp.
she is.
There's Faith Cack, and she draws 2 foul shots. Good job by Faith Cack. And that's what's made this Eagles team different, right, is there's no Allison Van Gorp. That would have been a fun matchup to see Johnson Van Gorp, but she's playing at Central and getting a lot of time, although they haven't played lately due to some COVID issues. There's been some good players that have come through PC. They just play in such a tough conference. It's hard when you're a 2A school battling the enrollment and just the sheer numbers sometimes these programs offer against you.
Well, we've already talked about it a lot. It's in the girls' side. It's across so many sports, right?
Yeah.
You're talking about multi-sport athletes. I know the league in softball is ridiculously good. I know in soccer you have 2 of the 4 teams in the state semifinals are from the Little Hawkeye Conference. In track, you see the state track meet littered with girls and boys from this conference.
Oh, yeah. Our spring, this conference is good and boys basketball is a premier probably in Iowa right now in terms of recent success, but our spring sports is so much fun.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's just...
It makes it for a long.
I tell you what,
May is a hard month in our workplace. It's fun, but it's hard, and for good reason. We have so many teams going to state.
You may know this. Going to that. I've gotten to the last 4 years with my son. Go to that conference boys track meet, and it's darn near as fun as going to the state track meet.
Oh, it is.
And watching those kids who have grown up against each other, and then that track is. It is an amazing event to watch.
Johnson, the rebound after the miss by PC. Down to 3 seconds remaining. No buzzer beater this time.
Get in there.
No.
Nothing.
A couple of rebounds for the Johnson sisters take us to the end of the third quarter. Still all Norwalk. They just score 4 points in the quarter, though, 43-18. A 5-4 quarter inside our Pella Real Estate Services broadcast booth.
Hi, this is Mike at Langstrad Auto Body. It's deer season again, and I know from experience that whether you're in your car or in the timber, there's one out there with your name on it. They always say if a deer jumps out in front of you, aim right at it. The good and bad of that is that some of you will be visiting your local meat locker, and the rest will be visiting us at Langstrad Auto Body. Whether it's a deer or some unfortunate accident, you know that Langstrad Auto Body is there for you with a lifetime written warranty and satisfaction 100% guaranteed. Langstrad Auto Body, where you don't have to look for a quality repair.
Over the past few months, Pella Real Estate Services has been sharing real stories of real people saving real money by selling their home using the Prez Listing Advantage.
They saved $4,740.
They saved $4,950.
They saved $9,900.
Why pay a 6% commission when you can save thousands of dollars, just like many others have, using the Prez Listing Advantage? Call 628-1BUY to list your home with Pella Real Estate Services.
Live inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth, Andrew Schneider and Chris Larson. as we are live at Eagle Lane, 43-18 in what is a 5-4 third quarter in case you missed it.
They're the veterinarian.
At Tri-County Veterinary Clinic. Eagles will start with the ball. You want to give a shout out to Aiden, Bo, and Carly listening at home. As they have all season long, I think, actually watching along.
There you go. Good D.
And a good steal. What a great play there by Johnson. Up ahead to Ava Johnson. In transition, Birmingham is fouled. But that was a great starting setup as Olivia Johnson nearly went out of bounds, got it to little sister, and then the transition game turns into foul shots. And those are the kinds of plays, here in this game may not mean as much, but those are the little things, Chris, you do against some of the better teams in the conference, and that gives you a shot against them, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like I said, that was a little bit of a stale third quarter, but I just really like the way Norwalk's moving the ball. You know, there's been a lot of possessions where there's been, I always call them three-person plays, where there's great offense because three different people have done something really great, or 3 or 4 people have gotten involved in an offensive play. That's when you know you're playing really great basketball.
44-18 after 1 of 2 will go in.
You know, on
Birmingham.
On that last play, Olivia gets a steal. Ava makes a pass. Bailey goes and makes a
steal
free
for
throw.
Olivia.
Yep.
7 Eagles turnovers in the half, so that story hasn't changed here.
There you go.
And here's Bice wide open. Extra pass for 3 doesn't go.
Good.
Johnson, center of the lane, puts up a heave shot through a sea of arms, and then a technical foul on Coach Martin. No, that's not a timeout.
Yeah, that's a...
Well, it is a timeout, but it isn't. So I think she was upset that Johnson may have been knocked into there, and I'm surprised to see the leash that short, but it must have been something very pointed that Coach Martin said on the sideline. And we'll leave it at that, right, Chris?
Yeah, you know.
And those are hard.
It's hard. I've been there before, obviously, where I get her frustration. The one thing I would say in defense of this group of refs, and like I said, I kind of like these guys. They've been consistent on both ends, right?
Yeah.
And so I get where she's coming from because did I think that was probably a foul? Probably, but there's been a lot of calls inside that have been similar. I would say probably at this point in the game. The other thing is
Terpstra makes both, by the way.
It's a pretty quiet gym, and so you got to just be really, really careful.
One of the more odd ones I saw was last week, Pella versus PCM. Fred Lawrenson, you know, future, the Hall of Fame, one of the great coaches all time in our state. Drew one of the weirdest. I don't think he said much of anything. It was a bad call, and I think it was a crew that was kind of overwhelmed by the moment and the speed that Pella and PCM were playing at. You know, bad call goes out of bounds. Fred just pulled him and said, "Hey, you missed that one," or something. And again, we could almost hear him, and I thought it was the most wild technical for nothing. It was, and I think it was just a hurt ego at that point.
So I'm going to tell you.
44-20, by the way. Warriors still on top. Go ahead.
It's an interesting time of year for refs, too, because they're a little tired.
Yep.
And it's something you got to remind yourself as a coach, though, that they are.
And there's a foul called.
They are a little tired, and they're probably a little more ornery this time of year, and so you got to be really careful with what you say. Easier said than done. You know, obviously,
absolutely.
I've been there, and it's happening. But, you know, if you'd ask Jill right now in a 24-point game with 7 minutes left, she'd probably like, yeah, it's not worth my time.
And there's an Eagles forced turnover, we'll call that one, as it goes in the arms of Chloe Heisman. 44-20.
There's a steal by JoJo.
Steal, Bice, runaway, and she'll lay it in for 2. Bice, her first points of the second half.
I still think
46-20.
It's going to be interesting. Like, so keep an eye on this for Tuesday night, right?
Yep.
That's when I think Norwalk's at its best, is when they pressure the ball, and the ball pressure leads to steals for other people. You know, JoJo was engaged off the ball, and good things happen.
And there's another shot. Who else? It's Anna Larson.
Shoot enough and you might make one.
And she joins the parade, and there's a full vision for last time out. We'll step aside. 49-20, 6:10 remaining here in the fourth on 92.1 KRLS, all Warriors.
At Ulrich Ford and Lincoln, area residents have trusted us since 1935, and they trust us today as we continue taking care of you. A big part of that trust is because we're here after the sale with local service, and that's especially important in today's technology age. There can be a big learning curve when you buy a new vehicle, and we're here for you to stop by anytime with any question, no matter how big or small. So for your next vehicle purchase, find out for yourself why so many area residents trust Ulrich Ford and Lincoln in Pella, where we're taking care of you.
Norm Rosendahl Tiling in Monroe has been a trusted expert in the Marion and Jasper County areas for more than 40 years. They're experienced in understanding the contour of the land to identify how water management can help your farm or business, and they work with you to develop a draining solution that's right for your project using precision intake products. In addition to tiling, they install septic systems and water lines, as well as site preparation for new construction with their backhoe, excavator, and bulldozer services. Call Caritha at 259-2651 for a free estimate on your next project, or visit RosendalTiling.com.
Our fan of the game presented by Delivery.com, as it's 49-20 all Warriors here in this one. Misty Rivas has won $10 on her next Delivery.com order. Visit Delivery.com in Pella. See if you're our next fan of the game and order from great local restaurants in the Tulip City.
You know, Andrew, I wanted to get back to something. We've talked about this a few different times, and I give Anna a hard time because she's my daughter, so I can. But Anna, JoJo, and Bailey, we've talked about this with all three of them on perimeter shooting. With JoJo and Bailey, it was air balls. Anna has had they were good shots, right?
Yep.
They were all good shots in rhythm that she missed. But I like that she didn't stop being aggressive when she had good opportunities.
What a great finish, by the way, for Birmingham, the right-handed runner. Go ahead.
And in the second half of the season, when they do that, it's going to continue to open up stuff for the Johnsons inside. And again, that doesn't mean shoot recklessly, right? But when you have good shots, and if they can continue to shoot good shots with confidence, I really think the way they're playing defense, the sky can be the limit for this team.
So we are live inside our broadcast booth. By the way, that was our drive to the basket. Nice move by Birmingham in the middle of our conversation. Grown by Champion Seed Dealers J. Boat, an independently owned and regionally focused seed company that strives to build and maintain the broadest portfolio of genetics and traits. Champion Seed, they only champion the best. Terpstra misses the front end of the 1-and-1.
Good job. Good extra pass by Bailey right there.
And that sets up Bice. Left-hand shot, no good. Johnson in the lane.
But do you see,
get foul shots.
Do you see how it all kind of works together, right?
Yep.
So Bailey just makes a great move, but instead of forcing up that shot, she kicks it back. JoJo drives, which she misses the shot, but because she drives, it opens up everything. Great rebounding path for Ava, and that's just good basketball. They're playing good offensive basketball, which is good to see.
8 fouls for Norwalk, 5 for PC, so that was on the floor. Didn't give the shot continuation to Johnson on the offensive rebound. Bice dribble drive, and she'll draw more contact this time from Claire Vandermolen. This video stream brought to you by Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy. We're live inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. 51-20, in case you missed it, presented by the Veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic. Eagles up to 26 turnovers. That has been the stat of the game, presented by the Veterinarians.
They're the Veterinarians.
At Tri-County Veterinary Clinic, Pella, Bice will make the first.
Jocelyn Terpstra, she didn't get the steal on the last one, but she does a great job anticipating passing lanes. You can see she's a really good athlete, and she just has natural instincts out there.
And I think she's not at the top, but definitely top 3 in the conference in steals when we did our midseason report. And you can see why, close to 4 per game, and she's at 4 in this one. And there's other skills she has yet to develop that makes her, I think, an even potentially scarier player come next year and even later in the season. 52-20, that ball will stay with PC. Kind of ricochet pinball style off the inside of the lane. And it's Faith Kakmarinsky, 52-20. Warriors up by 32. Here's Claire Vandermolen on the entry pass. And a bullet down to Terpstra. Finishes left side for 2. Jocelyn, 8 points. And you know that it makes it tough for Joss, and you've been there with, the likes of some single-player teams where you have one really good player. They draw all the attention. Birmingham knocks it in for 3.
Good drive and kick right there.
And that's that same thing you've been talking about, Birmingham finishes. That's hard on a player like Jocelyn, right? You draw all the attention. You know that they're going to focus on you, and it's the hope that your teammates eventually can pick you up.
Yep, but she's been playing hard tonight.
Oh, yeah.
She's doing a great job on the defensive end, too, so
Vandermolen,
give her credit.
Vandermolen, I think, was afraid to jump there because she moved her pivot foot and was afraid to get the travel, so she shot it flat-footed, missed the rim, and it goes to Norwalk. Kind of a strange-looking shot there.
Last couple times,
55-22.
Chad Shellmeyer, the ref down the baseline. This is something that I've kind of don't like about the NBA and college basketball now, that they don't have the freedom. I think on the last one, he probably could have called a foul, but he didn't want to.
Ava Johnson misses the 3.
And so instead he just gave Pella Christian the ball back. And he was kind of like, it was close. But I think it went off of Terpstra's face. But he's like, let's just give him the ball and call it good. Sometimes with all the new replays and stuff, they just aren't allowed to do that. And I sometimes think, just let the refs manage the game.
3:42 remaining here in the fourth. Anderson off the screen for 3, misses the rim. And what a play by Larson to hit it off of Terpstra out of bounds. Those are, those little hustle plays that turn into extra possessions.
Yep, that's her game.
Did you teach her that one?
Well, that's what she does bring. She's a good ball handler and good defender and plays smart game. So I wanted to know, what do you think about that? Do you feel me on that? That sometimes we've gotten too into having to get everything right, that it doesn't give the refs sometimes just a little freedom to manage the game.
Well, and it's hard, especially with so many eyeballs at that level, to go both ways on that, right? Either you replay everything, but then if you let the refs have too much power, then all of a sudden, well, they're doing it wrong. We can see it in front of us with 1,000 replays. So, yeah, there's a happy medium somewhere. There's got to be a happy medium, because these refs love the game of basketball, and they know the game, the flow, and it's not that they're not trying to get it right, but sometimes there is not every foul is 100%. This is very clearly a foul, right?
I equate it to I've watched more soccer with my kids playing soccer growing up, and sometimes it's nice in a soccer ref because they get to have a little more judgment.
We're at Larson's 1-1. She'll make the first, a foul on Anderson.
Yeah, and so they get to have a little more judgment and feel of game, and they can be like, oh, I'm going to call a foul unless it's going to dictate the play, and sometimes I wish we could see that a little bit more in basketball.
Second misses. Rebound will go to Anna Evelyn for PC. 56-22, a point away for the Warriors from continuous clock in a game that's been long decided. 3:05 remaining. Terpstra backing in on the defense of Larson, and looks like drew another whistle. 3:05 remaining here in the fourth. It's a Pella Hy-Vee game reset. The road ahead doesn't take us too far for either of these teams, presented by Pella Motors. The Eagles girls will stay here and stay put, and they will welcome Indianola to town, while the Warriors will travel home and pack back.
The big flipperoo, right?
And then go over across town, and you and I will flip ourselves over to Pella High School for that matchup. Same stations for both teams next week, at least for Pella Christian. Well, actually, no, they'll be on KRLS 2 and on the Eagles YouTube network, and then Pella High School will be on Pella Dutch Live and 92.1 KRLS.
And that girls' game, I think, is going to be a really, really fun game. I think Coach Forsythe's doing a great job. I'm really excited to see that one and how it
whistling a foul.
How it plays out for both those teams.
Larson back at the line for the 1-1. Do have a Strauver Cellular instant radio update. Indianola 40, Pella 35. We thought there'd be a little bit of comeback there. Pella just scoring 8 points in that quarter. We'll see what happens in the fourth across town. Also in the third, all number 4 DCG 59-16 over Oskaloosa. Larson makes the first. Kind of slowly but surely adding to her point total here in the second half. Up to 5 now.
Very slowly.
This is the old-fashioned way, right?
Well, I like it. I get to pick on her a little bit more than everybody else.
Evelyn gets the other rebound. 2:53 remaining. When you've been at it for 8 years, you can start to do it a little bit, but obviously not the same as Dad. Here's Terpstra, open three, and she's into double figures. Jocelyn Terpstra, 13 points, and she's had to fight hard to get them, 57-27. And the Eagles, nice little run here.
You know what? Let's give Jocelyn a lot of credit. You just said, obviously she's their most talented player, right? And I just want to compliment her, not just for her play, but her attitude the whole game and how hard she's played on defense. And there's a lot of responsibility placed on her in this team. And it's fun when you watch kids like her who all game, she's just played her tail off and played really hard all night. So good job out of her.
Inbounds play, bounces around. We got a couple of subs coming in, a little more depth here for Coach Martin. And that was, is that Gina Frazier coming in?
Yeah, Gina Frazier. Good try.
So she's the first, I think, non-traditional sub here for Coach Martin. There's another Eagles turnover. And here's Larson, works it right side to Clark. Braylon Clark, we've seen a lot of her in this game. I think we're starting to see more of those deeper bench warriors going to be coming in here the next few minutes.
But I think you can see with Braylon Clark and Bailey Birmingham in the freshman class, the cupboard is still going to be restocked after JoJo leaves at that wing position for the Warriors.
And there's Cack trying a three, no good, and the aforementioned Frazier gets the rebound. 1:37 remaining here in the fourth, 57-27. All Warriors, as we mentioned, in this game. On our Marion County Bank Radio scoreboard, again, a couple of good games we expected across town, and that's delivering 40-35 in the third quarter, our main one there that we're watching on our Marion County Bank Radio scoreboard. Also updates from Bloomington, 28-24, Knoxville girls lead Davis County. Right elbow jumper for Terpstra, no good. Rebound to Larson. 1:06 remaining, 57-27. Anna trying to finish coast to coast, has it knocked out of bounds by Anderson. Stays Norwalk ball. More of the line change coming here. Ava Garvey coming in. And Ellie Doolin coming in for Norwalk. And again for PC, they don't run nearly as deep, so I think we've seen all we're going to see from Coach Ingberst tonight more than likely.
Yep. Well, and their young girls are playing, and a lot of them already. So.
They're a team with no seniors. Good pass. Right-hand finishes in for Frazier for 2.
Again, though, even when they sub in, it's really nice to see. That was a good 3-person play, right? Good entry pass, and then a nice post pass on the dive by Frazier. Nice job by the Warriors.
And that's what they're learning in the JV or freshman program.
Right.
That's how you build that program up, is you have continuation, maybe not on the advanced scale at those lower levels, but you like to see that continuity. Jocelyn Terpstra drives in, and she'll earn 2 more foul shots, and she leads the league in free throws made, and you can see why. It's just always aggressive to the rim.
Yeah, and a really nice addition this year to the Norwalk staff. So I told you Tony Birmingham, Bailey's dad, is one of the coaches, and then Brittany Boland was also added, both college basketball players. Brittany played at Simpson just a few years ago and then came over from the Waukee staff with Coach Chris Guess, who she played for and then coached with.
Yep.
So talk about really good knowledge, and then you're seeing it right off the bat with some of these younger girls, with some good basketball IQ right away.
15 points for Terpstra, 59-29, under 30 seconds to play here in the fourth quarter. We'll have your abbreviated Cabinet and Zappella Radio postgame show, where they expand and enhance your ideas beyond your expectations. Call Mike Blom, the Cabinet guy, at Cabinet Zappella. Clark, right corner 3, no good. Have a longer version of that coming after, thanks to Mike Blom and his continued sponsorship of Eagles Athletics. 13 seconds remaining. PC very well should be perhaps the final possession here. Warriors a very impressive start to the conference season. See if the Eagles can put a dent in this final score. Anderson kicks it out. Kakmarinsky.
One last shot for Faith.
Rims
there.
off the rim and
Easy.
out, no good. And that takes us to the end of the ball game. All Norwalk, 59-29 over Pella Christian. We'll be back right after this inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth.
Inspiration can come from anywhere. At Pella Regional Health Center, we are inspired by a higher calling and hold ourselves to a higher standard. From the moment you step through our doors, you can feel it. Everyone you meet truly cares about you and your well-being.